everybody, welcome back to Cottoverdi. My name's Annette and today I have the final delivery of dahlias for this year, and I think I've got about 40 in this box. So I've got a little box here that has arrived. It's packaged so beautifully. I've ordered dahlias from this company for years, and what they do is they send out cuttings of dahlias rather than tubers. So they're much smaller and they've already started growing, and it's just much easier to bring them on this way. And also obviously it's cheaper, it's less stuff to ship because they come as tiny little starts like this. They're about the size of your hand, and they're not heavy because they haven't got any tubers yet, because the tubers grow in their first year. So by the end of this season, when I dig them up, I'll have tubers, but at the moment they're just little plants and they will produce loads of flowers this year. As I said, I've done this for years and it works out perfectly for me. So what I thought I'd do today is I thought I'd take you through the unboxing of these dahlias and let you know which varieties I've got in here, and I'll put a picture up on the screen so you can see what they look like, and then I'll show you how I'm going to plant them up and where I'm going to keep them whilst they grow on before I plant them out in the garden, because these are not ready to go out in the garden yet. So I'm going to show you how they arrive. Each one comes with a tag, but I am already prepared and I have written my bigger tags because I like to have really big plant labels in the ground so I can see easily what variety it is. For the varieties that I don't know so well or are new to me, which a lot of these are, then it's just easier for me if I've got a big tag, because these tags, whilst useful, they are very tiny. So that's just, by the time I've mulched the dahlia, this isn't going to show up, but whilst it's in its little pot now, this is perfect. And it's just wrapped up so beautifully, so everything is compostable. They wrap it in straw in the box, and then, well, I mean, not everything's compostable. We do have an elastic band, rubber band, whatever you call it, and then there's just this little bit of, I don't know what kind of paper that is, maybe greaseproof paper or waxy paper. It's quite thin and supple. And then inside is the little rooted cutting. And you can see that they only send them out, they're very careful, this company, and they'll only send them out when they've grown really decent roots. And they come out of the box a little bit wonky. They've been in here for a day or two, but they are really, really good rooted cuttings. So I'm going to let you know which varieties I've got in this order. And as I said, I'll put a picture up on the screen so you can see what they look like, and maybe some of them will take your fancy. Okay, I've just noticed on my delivery note that 4 varieties that I ordered weren't available. I'll get a refund for those, but they've given me 2 extras. So the extras I've got, they're just always really generous and give you a little bonus. So I've got Hamari Gold, that's one of my extras. And the other extra is called Hillcrest Delight. So I'm very excited to see what those look like. I'll have to look them up. So in the giant and large decorative dahlia group, I have got AC Casper, Aggie White, Fairway Pilot, Go American, Fairway Spur, Hamari Girl, Giocondo, John Hill, and Millie. And then I've got 6 medium decorative dahlias. So I've got Alloway Cottage, Avoca Amanda, Dakari Jody, Purple Pearl, Westerton JWH, and White Charlie 2. In the collarette dahlias, I've got Dillis Ailing, April Heather, and Fashionmonger. In the water lily dahlias, I've got 8 varieties. So I've got Bracken Ballerina, Ken's Rarity, Pam Howden, which I absolutely love, but Pam Howden just make the tiniest tubers. I've got Pearl of Heemstead, Rycroft Caroline's Beauty, Sasha. I love Sasha so much, and I lost my Sasha, and it's just this most wonderful pink dahlia. I've got Summit Festival and White Ballerina. And then in the small and mini decorative dahlias, I've got 6. So I've got Barbary Pip. 3 of these aren't available, so I've only got 3. So I've got Barbary Pip, Decara Superb, and Rycroft Porcelain. So 3 of those I'll have to try again next year. And then I've got a small cactus dahlia called Josudi Andromeda in the small and miniature balls. These are such useful dahlias. I really love them. It's just that little pop of colour. I've got Amy Cave, Blighton Everest, JS Dorothy Rose, La Corbière. Oh, I had La Corbière last year and it just got a little bit sick. I've got Megan Dean, Rosendale Natasha. I chose that because my daughter's name is Natasha. And I've got Westerton Pearl. And then in the pom-poms, I've got Down and Peggy, Gertler Twilight, Ivor's Rhonda. Oh, is that one of the ones that's not available? Ivor's Rhonda's not available. I'll have to try next year. I've got Moore Place, Newland's Josephine, Rhonda, Rosemary Dawn. Oh, such a gorgeous one. Willow's Borealis and Willow's Violet. And then in the fimbriated dahlias, which are the really wild, fluffy ones, I've got Janny P, Nadia Ruth, and Normandy Wedding Day. So now I'm just going to show you how I put them up. I am using 9cm pots. These work really well for these cuttings. So they're just about the right size. 9cm pots, and I'm using the normal, ordinary peat-free multi-purpose compost that I always use. It's in the description below if you're interested, but I do like this compost. Some people have been asking me which compost I use, and I swear by this peat-free compost. I found it to be, what's really important to me is that it's exactly the same compost no matter where you buy it from or when you buy it. Like, it just doesn't vary in quality. It's the same structure and exactly the same compost. It never feels different. It's got exactly the same ingredients in it, I suppose, or proportion of ingredients. So it's never too barky or too much core or, you know, anything like that. It just really seems to be very consistent. And as I said, that's important. I really like it. The only thing with peat-free compost is you have to keep an eye on the watering because the top can look really dry and it can form a crust, and then you don't know what's going on underneath. But we just have to get used to this if we're trying to use peat-free compost. So put a little bit of compost in the bottom, and we just want to plant the cuttings up to the same soil level, you know, where the join is there, but just cover all the roots. So I just make sure that I've got enough compost in there. And then firm it round. And can you see that this one is bending over a little bit because it's been looking for the light? That will straighten up in no time. In a day or two, that will be fully upright. It's really not a problem if your little cutting comes looking like that. potted everything up now, and I'm going to give them a really good overhead water. It will wash the earth off the leaves, but also that will make sure that the compost is properly saturated in these deeper pots. And then these are going to stay inside under lights for a day or two, 3 maybe, and then I will start putting them outside with the other dahlias I have that have already sprouted. And these dahlias can just get used to growing outside during the day, and I will bring them in at night. I have the ability to do that. If you have a greenhouse, you can put dahlia cuttings in your greenhouse and keep them protected that way. These cuttings are very susceptible to slugs and snails because they've got lots of tender little leaves. I really hope you've enjoyed this video, found it fun and interesting. If you have, do give it a like because it really does help me. And if you want to see what these dahlias look like in my garden in the summer, I'll be doing loads of videos showing you how they look, how they compare to other similar dahlias and things like that. So if you're interested in that, do subscribe to my channel so you don't miss a video. Anyway, thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you all next time.